CEO throws black woman out of his five-star luxury hotel. 10 minutes later, she became his new boss. "Ma'am, you're not allowed in this lobby." She didn't argue. She didn't yell. She just turned and walked away with a small smile. But 10 minutes later, he saw her again, seated at the head of the boardroom, with every executive hanging on her words. The CEO who threw her out? Now powerless, now humbled, now reporting directly to the woman he tried to erase. This isn't just a story about arrogance. It's a story about assumptions and how they can destroy careers in a heartbeat. This is the day a CEO met his new boss. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Hit the like button and drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. It was a crisp Tuesday morning in downtown Manhattan, and Dana Brooks had just flown in from Atlanta for what was supposed to be a quiet, high-level business acquisition meeting. She wore a sleek navy suit, her locks tied into a low bun, and carried nothing but a leather briefcase and a calm confidence earned over 2 decades in corporate America. Dana was the kind of woman who moved in silence, but made waves wherever she walked. Stepping into the lobby of the 5-star Elridge Hotel, she paused, admiring the golden chandeliers and the high marble columns. It wasn't her first time in such spaces, but this time something felt colder. The front desk staff didn't greet her. The concierge averted his gaze, and the man standing by the grand piano, someone she'd soon know all too well, looked her up and down with a sneer. She smiled politely. She had no idea a storm was brewing. As Dana approached the front desk, the hotel manager whispered something to a sharply dressed man sipping espresso nearby. That man, Arthur Crane, CEO of Elridge Hospitality Group, glanced her way, eyes narrowing. He marched over, interrupting her mid-sentence with the receptionist. "This area is for guests only," he said curtly. Dana blinked. "I have a meeting here." "Ma'am," he interrupted again, "I don't know how you got past security, but this isn't the place for loitering." Loitering. The word rang louder than the bustling lobby. She wasn't noisy. She wasn't confrontational. She was calm, composed, and utterly unwelcome. She showed no anger, no protest, just a single nod. She turned and walked out, heels clicking with dignity. But outside, Dana stood still for a moment. She looked up at the building, not with hurt, but with clarity. Inside, the boardroom on the 27th floor was preparing for a closed-door merger with a rising investment firm, Avalon Equity Partners. 10 minutes passed. Elevator doors opened upstairs, and Arthur Crane straightened his tie. The meeting was about to begin. Then she walked back in. This time, she was escorted by her legal team, board members, and Avalon's lead investment director. Arthur's face went pale. Because the woman he'd just thrown out? She wasn't a visitor. She was the new owner's vice president and his direct superior. Arthur stood frozen, mouth slightly open, as Dana took the seat at the head of the table. She placed her briefcase down, opened it, and calmly slid the acquisition agreement across the table. Her voice, steady and clear, filled the room. As of this morning, Avalon Equity holds a 60% controlling interest in Elridge Hospitality Group. Gasps whispered across the table. Arthur's eyes darted to the other executives. No one spoke. Dana's gaze locked on his. "I believe you owe me a seat at this table," she said. At that moment, the man who ran empires realized his power meant nothing when built on prejudice. Because 10 minutes ago, he dismissed her as invisible. Now she controlled his entire future. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It helps. Dana didn't fire Arthur, not immediately. Instead, she implemented mandatory anti-bias leadership training across all Elridge properties, starting with him. She didn't want revenge. She wanted change. That moment in the lobby, It was just one drop in an ocean of daily indignities black professionals face, assumed to be outsiders in spaces they've earned a right to enter. But Dana knew. Authentic. Leadership isn't about ego. It's about elevation. And while Arthur was stunned into silence, she gave him something more lasting than humiliation. She gave him perspective. Because this story wasn't just about a hotel. It was about how fast power can shift and how grace speaks louder than rage. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos. Take care.